Good morning. With the continuation of GST class, today we have discussing about input tax credit, ITC, and the outcome of GST. There are two topics. So first we have discussing about input tax credit, ITC, and next we have discussing about outcome of GST. Okay. First one, input tax credit. It is shortly we can call as ITC. Input tax credit or ITC is the tax that a business pays on a purchase and that it can use to reduce the tax liability when it make a sales. So generally input tax, it should be levy on the purchase aspects. I am a purchaser, I want to go buy commodity from the seller. So initially they can given the tax collected from me. So that is called as input tax. So manufacturer, I am a wholesale dealer. So through the manufacturer, I am going to purchase some of the commodity for the sales. So that purchase amount plus added some of the GST value. So here we can GST, we can call it as input tax or ITC. Okay. It should be reduced when I can sell this commodity to my customers. Okay, in case I can buy this commodity to anybody else, sell to anybody else, my tax may be reduced to the government. Okay. Second point, in other words, business can reduce their tax liability by claiming credit to the extent of GST paid on purchase. In case I am having the commodity, so I can purchase from the seller. So long term I can hold that particular commodity. I could not able to sell to my customers. So that period I am not able to pay the GST because of the commodity held by myself. So I am not paying the taxes. Okay. When the commodity sell to the customer, my customers, I am eligible person to paying the tax to the government. Okay. And next one, goods and services tax. That means GST is an integrated tax system. Whenever purchased by the business should be matched with the sale by another business. Okay. So I having the commodity, when I could sell this commodity to my customer, maybe tax applicable to that period. So otherwise I am holding the commodity as well as the tax amount. I am not eligible person to paying the GST to the government. Okay. So whenever and wherever I am buying the commodity, I have the person I have to pay the money to the government. And next one, this makes flow of the credit across an entire supply chain seamless process. So transaction which including sales and purchases. So sales and purchases, it is a process. All the sales and purchases, they are having the separate GST. Okay. But input tax only applicable for purchase aspects. So for example, the worth of goods or commodity 1000 rupees. Okay. Nearly that 1000 rupees, it is a equivalent tax contribution of 18%. Normally input tax they can given the 18%. Okay. Both CGST and SGST. Okay. This is the brief introduction about input tax. Again I repeat you, input tax only applicable on purchaser. Okay. I am a purchaser. I want to go and buy the particular A or B seller the commodity which including the taxes. Okay. So that commodity may be utilized by myself or the commodity sold by any kinds of customers. Okay. So in case I may be used by that commodity, I am a taxpayer. In case that same commodity sell to my customer, the customer is eligible person to paying the GST. Okay, that means the input tax. And next heading we have discussing about very important nature and importance of input tax credit. Maybe it should be asked in the 8 mark. So one by one we can discuss. It has a GST compliant invoice. Okay. Input tax, it is not a separate tax, it should be including in the GST aspects. 18% contribution of the central government and state government. And next one, it is a supplier has uploaded the invoice to the GSTN. So in case the supplier, so here supplier in the sense seller, so the supplier, they going to register their tax through the GSTN. So they're having the separate registration number, tax identification number. He may be register my transaction to the that ID. And next one, it is supplier has paid GST to the government. The supplier collecting tax from me, they can collect to the, they can collect from me and paid to the government. And next one, returns have been filed every year. The supplier filing the returns, tax return, input tax or inward tax, outward tax. They can pay, filing in the 3 months, 6 month or yearly basis. And next one, the dealer should be possession of the tax invoice. So maybe the supplier or dealer has a right person to compulsory retaining the file to the government on each transaction sell their customers, including myself also. And next one, they said goods and services have been received. In case the input tax applicable for goods or any services, the tax charged has been paid to the government by the supplier. So already I told, the tax collected from me or any kinds of customer on behalf of government, he may be collected through the customer and paid to the government. And next one, when goods are received in the installment, that is ITC can be claimed only when the last lot is received. In case I am buying the ready cash, in the sense I am paying the tax, he may be collect tax from me. On or otherwise, I am a purchaser, I request to the seller on the installment basis. So installment basis, I can pay the money to the monthly once or 3 months once or 6 months once. So that time the GST holders, the supplier does not collect tax from me. So final settlement, whenever I am going to give to seller or supplier, he may be collect from the principal amount as well as the interest as well as the tax amount on final stage, not on every installment basis. Okay. Next one, no ITC will be allowed if depreciation has been claimed on tax component of the capital goods. So I am holding the commodity on the long time period. So the commodity or goods may be a depreciation or any kinds of materials depreciation. So the depreciation cannot claim from the ITC. Okay. So next, receipt of goods and services. So each and every transaction, the supplier may kept his receipt for the evidence purpose. Okay. And last one, goods delivered by the supplier to other person on the direction a registered person against a document of transfer of title of goods. So apart from the registered suppliers, I am a person, not a registered person. I am a irregular customer to the particular supplier. He given the bill. Okay, he given the transaction bill in the transferring name of myself. Okay, so I am a person, I am asking the tax payable amount to the suppliers as a commodity price. So these are the things. Okay, so he may be getting the written the bill and give to me for the evidence purpose. I am not a regular customer. In case of the regular customers, he given the account credit name with the supplier name. Okay, so he may be given the discount or any kinds of commissions. So likewise they can dealings with their regular customer. So he may be getting the tax or they can paying the tax in the last installment, as earlier we have discussed. Okay, so this is a concern of the input tax system in India. And next we have discussing about outcome of GST. So these are the methodology we should be adopted in the tax system in India. This tax system, how to will help to the Indian economy. This is the outcome of GST. Okay, so GST climates the cascading effect of tax system. So he eliminate that the system eliminating the all the old systems or existing system, single payment system through the taxpayers as well as the customers. Okay, and higher threshold for registrations. So compulsory registration is for suppliers, it is mandatory. Okay, so he thresholding to the compulsory registration to the suppliers. Without registration they cannot able to paying the tax to the government. So GST with imposing to the registration is a compulsory. And third one, composition scheme for a small business. GST also is a platform given the freedom to the small kinds of business. They are giving the some relaxation to the small kinds of business. Next one, simple and easy online procedure. So there is no need for bluntly questions asked by the suppliers. They need only a personal details collected from the suppliers, and it should be uploaded from the registration process. And those early we have discussed in the unit 4, registration process of registration, compulsory registration and voluntary registration. There may be small sample questions asked by the suppliers. We already discussed in the class. Only personal details and the registration number, that's all. Okay, next one, the number of compliances is lesser. So when compared to the existing system, VAT, MAT, service tax, these are all the things. When compared to that, GST very less compliance from the taxpayers. Next one, defined treatment for e-commerce operators. So in those systems, they are merged with the all the online transaction, regular transaction, everything. But GST, it should be a separate platform given to the e-commerce operators. And next one, improved efficiency of logistics. GST, it is they are having this some fixed slab rate, does not exceeding this that particular slab rate. So that's why it is given the open chances to the improving more logistic in India. And next one, unorganized sector is regulated under GST. So I am not registered my business, so I am ready to paying the tax to the government. Okay, so first I should be registered my company, then I should be paying the tax to the government. So GST, it help to unorganized to organized sector. Okay, unorganized sector in the sense those who are not registered the firm and doing the business. Okay, organized sector in the sense they can properly registered and running the business. Though this is a difference. So GST will help to the unorganized converted to the organized. And next one, removal of bundled indirect taxes such as VAT, CST, services tax and other excise. Okay, existing system, it is totally revoked by the GST. Okay, and next, less tax compliances and a simplified tax policy compared to the current tax structure. So already the previous point, VAT, CST, service tax. Okay, yeah, there are different kinds of taxes. So GST, it is not there is no any kinds, only GST, it's single person, single supplier, single taxpayer, they can focus only. Okay, so all the tax system, it is a comes under the there's a single name that is called as a GST. And next one, reduction of manufacturing cost due to the lower burden of tax on the manufacturing sector. Hence the prices of consumer goods will be likely to come down. So they are having the already told GST having the fixed slab rate. So the customer frequently buying, they are having chance to buying of more goods from the market. So GST will help the more supply of goods or inflow of the goods to the market areas. And next one, increased demand and consumption of goods. So GST will increasing the demand and consumption of goods. So consumption ratio is automatically high. The market demand it will creating based on the consumption rate. Okay, so because of low rate of tax, low slab rate of taxes posed by the central government and the state government, so it will given the more platform to the demand creation in the market. And next one, boost the Indian economy in the long run. So GST definitely will help to the long run process to the Indian government. It will stabilize the Indian economy in the long run process. Okay, so with this concurrence I conclude my class. Today we have discussing two important headings. One is input tax credit, ITC. Another one is outcome of GST. Okay, so with this topic, unit 5 is totally completed. So I think GST is totally completed. One or two topic is maybe we can discuss it with further classes. So you can go through all the topics through the notes as well as the YouTube. So if you have any doubt and clarification, please command YouTube, or otherwise you can ask your query to our official WhatsApp group. Okay, so with this concern, we have completed totally. We have completed our class. So you can do well and study well. If you have any clarification, feel free, you can ask me. Thank you so much.